Hey everybody, Jay Luns, Jason, and
Elida.
with the J&E Lunsford Group, powered by Home Topic Realty. Today, we're going to be talking with our featured guest, Ms. Stacy Leissner with Liberty Mutual Insurance. She's going to bring some valuable tips for people out there on protecting their home and what's going on with home insurance in the market right now. Stacy, I did you a solid. I wore my horns. For those of you that the guests watching, the audience, Stacy's an Aggie and I'm a Longhorn, so still a friendly competition.
Yeah, that's okay. I still like to work with Longhorn, so.
Hi, Stacy. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Ready to
That's
get
good.
this COVID haircut redo. Got
Yeah, I
that
hear
scheduled
you.
for next week.
Yes, I know. Can't wait.
Thanks for joining us today. Just wanted if you could share with our clients things on the market right now that's going on with COVID-19, any kind of changes or updates that may be, with people having time on their hands a little bit more than usual. What changes have you seen in your industry?
Yeah, so as far as, right now during COVID, we've really seen a spike in people shopping for insurance. Not only because a lot of people are there at home more, so they've got more time to review their policies, but people are looking to save money where they can. So we've definitely seen an increase in people shopping online and also reaching out to local agents like myself. I'm based out of the Woodlands office.
Okay.
And then in addition to that, interest rates are very low right now as well. So a lot of people are refinancing, which also typically people review their insurance at that point as well to try to get their mortgage payment lowered. So we've seen a lot of people that are refinancing that are also shopping their home insurance. So it's been very busy for us during this time.
Great.
Great, excellent. One of the things, in looking at it when we talk with our buyers, it's generally the most important investment that they make in their lifetime. And so we really want to take a lot of care with helping them protect that investment. So share with us about what you do to help people protect their home and what's inside their home.
Sure. So when I speak with somebody, whether they're purchasing a home, refinancing, or they've lived at their home for say 5, 10 years, my goal is to not get them an insurance quote in 10 minutes. I go through like a series of questions to get to know them about their family, get to know the house, if it's custom or not, all the way down to if they have a dog or not, to make sure they've got the right amount of liability, if they have a swimming pool, things like that, because everybody has different homeowners policies and the coverages need to fit them and their family and their home that they live in. So that's my goal, is to make sure that everyone is protected how they need to be. And then on top of that, especially with owning a home, a lot of people are wanting to also have life insurance as well to protect their biggest investment. So that way, if something happens to them or their spouse, that they can remain in the home and still be able to live there. So I think right now, especially during COVID, that life insurance has really been on a lot of people's minds. And so that's another big thing that we also evaluate when speaking to people about home insurance. So really it's about getting to know them. And, I've got 10 different carriers I can shop insurance with. So that's another good thing, is that, we've got so many different policies that we can always find a different policy for every person, because everybody's home is completely different. So some carriers may want to insure that property, others may not. So
Right.
that's what's nice about it, is we can fit someone in with each carrier that we offer.
Excellent.
Great. I know during the home auction, when we're in that stance there, we always ask our buyers to reach out to an insurance rep and make sure that they get that. So it's good to be able to have someone like yourself that can go ahead and give them quotes on insurance. And, 'cause most of the time, you have this idea of what you want your house to look like or where it's at, and then you get the house and you're excited, you're in that option period, and then, we say, go ahead and shop for the insurance. What happens, we've seen it, where somebody will say, well, it's, and maybe you can talk a little about this, but it's where they find out that the insurance is actually a lot higher than the cost of a home. and it could be because of, where it may be. So what kind of features or benefits would you say in an insurance that there's risk of when you're in that process of buying a home?
So I think it's definitely important to get an insurance quote in that option period, like you mentioned, especially if the home is in a flood zone that's going to require flood insurance if they have a mortgage, because they've got to make sure that those insurance costs are going to fit for them, because that's all, calculated into their monthly payment if they're escrowing. So that's something that, we do as well. If we have an elevation certificate, typically the seller has that. We can help quote their flood insurance and their home insurance, so that they know the cost going into it. Because like you said, if it's going to cost too much to insure, then maybe that house isn't the right fit for them, and so they may need to look for another property. And so also, so just some kind of tips when people are looking for homes, houses with brand new roofs, if they've been completely gutted and remodeled all the way from having like new plumbing, electrical, HVAC, those are all big discounts on their insurance. So those types of things help with insurance companies when they're buying a house. So just wanted to point that out as well.
Perfect. And then also, Stacy, I mean, obviously, we're in the Gulf Coast. When things happen for us, it's usually related to something that's maybe a tropical storm, wind, hail, hurricane. We've all been through Harvey, Imelda, major events that we've helped people come through and pull through. But talk about too, in terms of what's on the policy, a deductible, because there's so many different names for them, just help people kind of understand what's important to look at on their coverage for that.
Yeah, so I mean, with us being in, close to the coast, we have to make sure that, or my goal is to help people understand what their deductibles are, and that the deductible is comfortable for them, because ultimately, if they have a claim, they've got to have that money saved up to be able to pay out that deductible to get the insurance to pay out. So I can't tell you how many times I see people come to me with a high deductible, and yet they say, well, I don't have that much money set aside, especially if it's a 5% deductible, well, then they're almost self-insuring. So that's my job as an agent, to make sure that they've got low deductibles, and that, so especially like on wind and hail, we can do 1% deductibles. So that way, if they do have a claim, it makes it affordable for them to pay that deductible. And then also too, a lot of people don't realize if they have actual cash value coverage or replacement cost on their roofs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I try to educate people on, especially if, their roof, say, is 17 years old, for example. Most insurance companies are going to cover it at actual cash value. So in that case, they want to have a low deductible, because they're not going to get the full replacement cost coverage on it. So, they're going to have to pay a little bit out of pocket in addition to that deductible. So we need to make sure that deductible is low enough. And so that's my job as an agent, to help educate them on that. And so, I try to always do my best with giving everybody the lowest deductibles possible if that's what they want. I mean, some are comfortable with a higher amount, but because we live in the area, I mean, we see storms all the time that, cause people to have claims, whether it be hail or tropical storms or hurricanes.
Perfect.
Well, I know too, with COVID right now and having access to people's homes, I know you make it pretty easy on being able to speak with a client or someone who wants to get insured, and being able to do business through e-service. So what is your experience, and can you explain a little bit about that and how they can go about getting insurance with you and not having to meet at this time face to face?
Yeah, so as far as, I mean, I'm available, right now, like you said, while we're not meeting with people, people can call me for insurance quotes. They can email me. Some people text me if that's preferred as well. I don't mind that as either. So they can, text me. And then as far as like getting, documents signed, all the insurance companies that I write with, most all of them do like some type of DocuSign. So we can do that as well after they set up the policy. And Liberty Mutual has a great app where they can go on, view their insurance cards, their policy, also log into their website and look at their dashboard as well with their policies. So we've got a lot of different ways that they can access their policies right now, to where we don't have to actually meet face to face right now. So like I mentioned, they can call me, email me, text me, whichever they prefer.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we do the same. We try to help people be easy to use, low touch, make everything available via DocuSign, AuthentiSign. So that goes great with that. It complements it. So, Stacy, if people want to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to contact you if they just want a review of their insurance or they need to shop their insurance? What would be a great way for them to reach out to you?
So as far as if they'd like to call me, you can call me on my cell, which is 281-825-2919, or they can send me an email, which is stacy.leissner@libertymutual.com. Whichever method they prefer, or go online. If you find my website, you can even email me directly from there. My office number is listed as well. So, and as y'all mentioned, I'm an agent with Liberty Mutual out of the Woodlands office, but I'm licensed for all over Texas. So I can write anywhere in Texas for insurance.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, we really appreciate the time and helping people understand more about their insurance policies today.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.